You're listening to the Secure AF podcast.
What do you need? Are those for us?
Yes, these are for you.
For what?
For episode 100.
Well, bring it. What is this?
Episode 100.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Oh, that's why we have the 100 balloons. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Hey, this is 100. That took a long time to get to. I'm all looking and cheating. October 9, 2019. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
All right, Kimmitt. Cheers, buddy. Ready?
Cheers. Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh! Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Woo! Yeah, someone's gonna call the police for sure. All right. Oh, these are so tiny. Okay, all right. This is fun. Look, hey, we're having fun. Happy 100. Yay. Oh, it scared me. That's wonderful. Thank you for joining our 100th episode. Wow. Went in with the bang for sure. We were not warned about that. I feel like marketing was definitely behind this.
Yeah.
Whew, that was really loud. That kind of scared me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for making it here for the 100th episode. I am Donovan Farrow and covered in tiny little stars and debris, CEO of Alias, and I got my co-host / other host for many of these, Jonathan Kimmitt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. This is gonna be memorable.
Absolutely, 100%. Well, we're gonna go through a few episodes. I just want to say we've had a ton. I would say tens of thousands of views, hundreds and hundreds of comments, a lot of questions. Still checking stuff out. Lots of different interviews. We've interviewed famous people. We've interviewed people that are in prison. We've interviewed, we've had a lot of DEF CON stuff. We've debriefed about SecCon, Kablamo, unintentional promotion right there. But yeah, thank you guys for the ride. We also got become the fourth largest cybersecurity podcast on Spotify. Very excited about that. So thank you all for sticking with us because I know we have 3 cameras now. See, I'm doing you because of you. Actually, listen to our stuff. The Sock Brief.
Oh, yeah.
Our latest one.
Yep, that's a big one.
Hickman does most of those, I believe. And we want to thank our production team. Will and Sam's always behind the mics. She doesn't really talk, but you got to see her hoodie there for a second, but she just waved. There you go. That's all we get from her, but we do a lot of good production, a lot of good shorts as well. We've expanded that so much, right, Sam? She said yes. You guys can hear that? Yeah. Yeah, done a lot of that. We even have a TikTok. Okay, we even moved to TikTok. This has been a wild year. Look at us. Very exciting. Well, we're just going to jump right in. I guess I'd like to talk about one of our biggest views because it's the oldest and we didn't know how to change it in record, upside down so it would autoplay the first. It had 1 trillion views. But yeah, going to DEF CON 2019, I don't know. I don't remember. It was probably fun. There's probably Malort there. Malorts,
That's old.
Yeah, and then LineCon existed back then.
Yes.
So LineCon at DEF CON doesn't really exist anymore. If you guys don't know, people who went, after COVID, right? So probably okay.
Yeah.
After COVID, we used to actually wait in lines, which sounds it's still lame, but they would have we'd have so many lines, and oh my God, look at that up there. That is hilarious. AC's guys would be super pissed about that one. That's wild. Okay. Anyway, whatever. It was a good idea. I promise. It was still a good idea. But yeah. So LineCon used to be where you'd have a line we're talking like Caesar's Palace, like down the hallway as far as you can go.
Miles.
Still miles, right? Probably
Yes.
2 miles. Not even joking.
Yeah.
And they would put you in a room that would zigzag, and you go out a door just so they could expand it further. And they'd have beach balls, and they'd give away some shirts and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. One of these people I have in my mouth. This is bananas. I'm dying over here. Anyway, coughing up gold. Let's go. Anyway, one of my a guy told me the prank they did. It wasn't me, but it was a guy at the 2019. I think it may have been this one. I don't remember, but there was so many lines for everything, and somebody was getting tired of all the lines. So just for funsies and just for giggles, there was a line lining up. So they put a sign on the door that says, this village is here in this room. So there started to be a line that developed, and what I did, someone did, is they just let them go to a door, because typically the door would open, you go to the next line, just lock the door. So there was people waiting in a line for the door to open. There was no line. So that's pretty rude, but that was DEF CON.
That is DEF CON.
I feel like you might have an old DEF CON story.
How
long you been gone? I feel like your last
my
place was
third
kind
year.
of thumbs down about it. Budgets.
Yeah. This year was weird. I mean, it was kind of a weird DEF CON. Even when we got there at the airport, they were telling us that the attendance was way low for Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I think that had an effect on DEF CON, but I don't like lines. I do everything I can to not be in lines.
Yeah.
So
LineCon, like I said, I registered and got my stuff in like 3 minutes.
yeah.
We weren't there at the beginning. A lot of people there like 6 o'clock. We didn't do that. So
Yeah, no, I didn't do that either.
DEF CON's changed so much.
Yeah,
It's a long time.
there's still a lot of people though.
There were still a ton of people. Well, I like the bigger place that the big billboard that moves and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen that. I've had a few posts, and so has Kimmitt. That thing is amazing. So
Yep.
big fan of that. And you guys, speaking of DEF CON, just being over the past few years since 2019, you guys won the policy, I want to say 2 times. At least the first year officially.
We
The second
did-
one, I don't know if they were organized enough, but you guys kind of dominated.
Yeah, we did a policy tabletop capture something in one of the sessions, and we had a lot of fun with that. And I think one of the responses from the other teams was, "Well, you apparently didn't drink last night," so that was kind of fun. But
Yeah, man. First night is wild. I don't understand that.
man,
I need to be conscious enough to actually get my ticket. So,
yeah.
yeah.
But people have fun, and
Yep.
that's the point of going to a conference like that, is to have fun, see people.
I would say the people is really good. The talks I like to look afterwards, because getting to see it is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, you can't get into it.
Yeah, it's and even the red team village is kind of weird. Blue team, good to go. I even got some cool tickets, and I got the coins as well.
Yep.
So that was cool. The goons, I always feel like sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're not, but
There's all
they
kinds
weed
of
them out pretty well.
personality. Yeah.
very good.
No.
I forgot even. See, we were talking about DEF CON for too long. I'll be quickly. I was my second year, top 10 international social engineering champion. That's good.
Yes.
That's when we got 6th, I think. I think it was like 10th last year. Yeah, 6th, something like that. So it was very exciting. So social engineering, it still exists. If you guys are into that and you do cybersecurity, don't thumb that down, because that's not true at all. Big time. It worked with MGM. I think that's why we got kicked out. Also, the local hackers didn't break into your stuff. I promise you, we don't do that. I would say a lot of people, even the Mark, we wouldn't do that. That's silly. Being at DEF CON for so long, it wouldn't just magically happen.
Most of the people there want stuff fixed.
Yes.
If they find something or they find a problem, they want it fixed. In fact, the first year I was there, it was the bomb threat.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
We got they kicked us out because of the bomb threat late at night. And what was interesting is the veterans group were lining up to go help with the bomb threat,
That's right.
because they were all EOD and they were all military. And
Yep.
so it's most of the time people are wanting to help and make things better. So that's one of the benefits of DEF CON.
Yeah, I definitely a big fan for that. I'm just kind of looking down our list here, talk a little bit about it. Oh man, don't worry about. Let's see. Here's one that sticks out to me. Is the securing against the coronavirus and computer viruses. Holy shoot! So we kicked that off in March. That was pretty fast. That's kind of when that hit down. I'll tell you, what was kind of sad is we probably worked 7 IRs during that time. I'm not sponsored or care about any brand. It's just what happened. Pulse VPN, which I wasn't really privy to at the time. They had a 0 day in April of 2020.
Oh.
And man, people got smashed. Everyone started working remote. I think we had talked a little bit about that. That was pretty fast because people started getting breached working from home.
Yep.
How do we work from home immediately today?
Yep.
And Pulse VPN, and we had one energy company that I think had 250 employees. They got ransomware. We had to go in during the COVID whatever.
Down.
Yeah, and we were there and got best we could, got them back up kind of limping along, but I mean, they had to let everyone go. They sold all their proprietary data, and that's why that was an energy company that thought they just drill wells, and that's all they do for money, but they realized because when you go through the energy sector, you buy geographical data, You buy, persistence. If it's an oil well or oil well, likelihood is there option for
Pieces and all that, yeah.
vertical,
Yep.
horizontal drilling. And yeah, it was all encrypted, and they had to shut down. 240 people lost their job.
Wow.
For that one. So that was pretty wild. I'm kind of going down here. Anything that jumps out, I'm kind of starting from the top. If you want to hop in on that.
You know what kind of caught my eye? Of course, I'm a compliance guy, but you guys talked about CMMC very early on.
Episode 12,
Yeah. So I mean,
August 2020.
what's interesting to me,
Crazy.
looking through all of these, it is a snapshot of what was happening at the time in cybersecurity. So it's not even just these are old topics. I mean, many of them are still relevant today, but
Yeah.
you can get a real good sense of what was happening at the time. You've got the
Yeah.
coronavirus, you've got CMMC.
Yeah, because that was, even back then, we had a really good guy. His name's Fred. I know Fred. Still know Fred. But he was like he actually helped build some of the framework. Good guy. I think he worked at AT&T. Don't quote me on that, Fred, if you're looking. Hopefully you're doing good, buddy. But build the framework for it. And it was going to come down. It was going to smash. And I don't know. I think it's still squishy, even in 2025.
I think
You
it's
told me, I don't know.
It's official. People
Is
are
it?
supposed
Is it?
to do it. I think that there's a lot of grumbling on it still. And
Does it actually have teeth? Like, I really don't know. I'm asking because,
well, from a DoD perspective, it does.
sure.
If you don't do it, you can lose your grants. And I think really that's the issue is the idea of something like this is if you want to play in the space of DoD and things like that, you got to follow the rules.
Wait, so you're telling me someone who makes something for their DoD has to have like a scan of some sort? to
That
make sure-
vulnerability scan, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a little bit of encryption,
That's unbelievable.
network segmentation,
DoD.
password management.
What does that stand for? Department of I'm sorry. Defense? Holy crap. So you're telling me people are complaining about actually doing any type of security hygiene to make stuff that protects us in the military.
Okay, now to be fair though,
To be fair.
people who got these grants from the DoD had already signed agreements that they would be doing these things.
I'm sure they were all doing it though. So it wasn't a big uphill battle.
That's
right?
what that was my thing. Is it wasn't a big uphill thing because
Wait,
they
so-
were already agreeing to do it.
Yeah, so but wouldn't they have to sign a piece of paper saying they were doing it?
Yeah. They were doing NIST 800 171.
That's wonderful.
And then all of a sudden, this new audit requirement for CMC comes out. And it's like, oh, we can't do it.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, though. I was clearly being facetious on that because, man, that self-assessment blew. People signed a lot of their life away for that. I don't know if anyone got in trouble, but you're like lying to the feds, man.
Oh, yeah. It's fraud.
Yeah. You heard it from the compliance guy. That's fraud. Yikes. Ooh, here's a good one. I'm going down to episode 16, Rules of Engagement. I could tell you what this one's about. I think I was the one that we need to talk about this because this happened kind of prior to that, around that time. So if you guys don't remember Coalfire, Coalfire, they got arrested. So they don't exist anymore. R.I.P. My buddy Pyro in DC 303. Forget where you work now, buddy. I don't know. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, his team, they went on, I don't remember, I think it was Indiana or Iowa, and they were doing a physical engagement to see if they can, obtain And they apparently went off scope of property, but they got approved according to them, and they didn't. They were in some sheriff's direction. They both got arrested and thrown in prison real hard. You remember that?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, nah, man, you got to release them. I think I put a post out, again, that was many years ago, that, hey, this is not cool. They got arrested for burglar tools, breaking and entering, unauthorized something. It was like 5 felonies.
I mean, and they had permissions.
Yes.
They just were in the wrong building.
Mm-hmm.
And, what he's saying is the job that we do in terms of pen testing, it's on the line. It's on that what is appropriate and what's not. And we make it to where we have full permissions. We've got the get out of jail free letters. We've got all this stuff. But there is always a danger. I was listening to a story the other day, and it was someone who they were doing a pen test, and they realized they were on a military base. When you're pen testing a military base, that's not the same as police officers. That's not the same as security.
That's a live shoot, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a live threat.
So that's something you had to take into consideration when we're doing this job. And In fact, I was looking at the very next one. It was a 18, pissing off your pen testers.
I love that. Was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting them will piss them off.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, yeah. Please don't shoot. But I have this. No, I'm good, bro. Get out of jail free card. Yeah, we'll take you to the hospital. Best we can do. Best we can do is take you to the hospital. But yeah, man. I mean, I feel like that was a good one. I'm trying to remember that one. Oh, that's Tanner. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, honestly, I would say general hygiene. I mean, how did you piss off your pen testers? I mean, I feel like I know you definitely gave them hard, especially your last places. Go ahead. I got a few stories when I had a corporate career, believe it or not, before this. But go ahead.
The thing about what I can tell you that during our pen test, in the middle of the pen test, and we had a very long pen test. It was 6 or 7 months or something, for a couple of different engagements. And we implemented multi-factor authentication right in the middle of it.
Super rude.
So, yeah.
It is, by the way, in an engagement, just saying. Super rude.
To be fair, I called and says, hey, guess what? They're implementing MFA.
Woof. Woof. That's pretty funny, though. I'd be upset. I mean, I get it. Anyway, proceed. That's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. What I really liked is when I was working with pen testers like that on the other side, is I wouldn't tell anyone. So nobody else.
Yeah.
I'd sit in my office. I'd have my scanners running, my IDS watching, and I'd see them hit it just hard, scanning, doing whatever. And then I'd go to meetings, and it's like, how's network going today? How's the systems running? Any problems? Anything in the logs? Oh no, everything's going great. And literally, they're 2 doors down, attacking all these servers. So that was always my fun part.
Your IDS was just screaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, at least it was doing that. I feel like, I'd like to say, I know now I used to say there's always again, this, you guys may know this is a pen tester. Hopefully, I like to think that, I feel like if they're a little more skilled on a pen test, they shouldn't come in and scream with their Nessus scanner. I call it the crawl, walk, run approach.
Yes.
I think you may know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
An engagement where we just get louder and then we just try to get a hash from a /B network.
Oh, yeah.
And then alarms go off when you ask for that, when you try to get people to give them their SAM file. That was good. Jumping ahead, let's hilarious. I just put DEF CON 2021. I'm trying to remember what that one was about or what the badge was. When did you start? 22?
My first time was 23.
Okay. Did you start here in 22?
No, I started here in 23. January 9th of 2023.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like it, man.
Yep.
Bananas. Yes, I've been working here forever, man. I'm about to retire.
What, 15 years?
That's been 15 years. 15 years. Man, when I think about like 15 years, like for my age, I was really young. It's kind of, I see now, I was like, I don't know if I'd ever do that, because starting 15 years ago, I mean, I was in a very good spot.
Sure.
Because I was ahead of the game. I'll just say it. Like, I was doing way heavy stuff that people like pen testing and forensics and incident response back and for corporation. And I mean, when I left, my last corporation was 2013, but I started doing digital forensics in 2003.
Yeah.
Which makes me sound super old, but
okay, let's step back, because you've done IT, you've done IT system administration. I think you've done some policy stuff.
Yep.
You've done forensics.
Yep.
You've done all aspects of cybersecurity.
Yep.
You started your own business. You ran your own IT business, MSP.
Yep.
You've done your own movie.
Yep. You just bringing that up was funny.
I mean,
I made a movie.
You have done.
It's like a B-, by the way. I'm giving myself it's good. It's a good movie.
It is. In fact, I think we're having a movie marathon or something.
We're doing a watch party for that. That's
super
kind, by the way. Sam did that. I don't require my staff to watch my movie. Promise.
Oh, I require my customers to watch the movie, by the way. When they want to know about my boss, I say, here's the link to it on Amazon.
There's a lot of F words. I'm just keeping it real. Listen.
But the act scenes,
it was fun. Okay.
It does get people to pay.
It does. That's funny. I'll be quick. It was very exhausting. I shot the whole thing in 6 straight days. It was in post for 9 months. I probably watched that movie 150 times.
Wow.
I could say. I think that's what even Corey, which you guys may know, our other fearless leader, my executive assistant who takes care of everything and everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She requested that I have a director's cut. So she wants me to be like, all right, guys. But my plan is, I'm just whatever. It's 100 episode. We're going up.
Yeah,
skip here.
yeah.
Is I have all the photos and stuff, and I'm looking at you, Sam. You know, I'm like, sorry, I'm looking through the camera here, looking at you, Sam. There's Sam. There's you guys. There's also you. Is I'm gonna take all the pictures and probably put it like on a TV monitor, so I can click through and be like, this. Now watch how this looks on the camera. So we use some Hollywood magic.
Yeah.
The car scene's pretty cool. You'll love that one. So I digress. Here we go. The Conti leak.
Yeah, that
Go for it. I'm jump all over that. That was amazing.
And that's the thing. I remember listening to this back. Well, it was in September 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hitting the news. Everyone was talking about it.
Huge.
I remember. I don't know if that was the first podcast I listened for you guys. I don't remember now. It's been
First
so
hook
long.
into Kimmitt.
Yeah.
Because no one was talking. I mean, people were talking about it, but what you guys may not be aware of is we were the first ones that I know. I feel like we're pretty involved. We got hands out there.
Yep.
We were able to actually get a hold of the Conti playbook that was in Russian. We converted to English, and we were showing people, like when I say playbook for Conti, it's like once you get access, Google the board members, how much their net worth is, the decision makers, the IT people like on LinkedIn. Oh, and then based off what we have in the scan, what you have, ask for this times each server, and then times that times their net worth, and they'll pay. I think it was like 18% is what you ask for first, but it was amazing.
But see, now that stuff was really useful to me as a CISO.
Yep.
Because I wanted to know how I needed to protect my organization, and that was much more useful to me than the other stuff that I was hearing on the internet and on the news about it. So
and I would say that definitely was a huge change, and that was a leak because there's no honor amongst thieves. Who would imagine? They will stop paying some of their, I would call them the guys that are actually doing the hacking, not the access brokers, but I guess the grunt IT people that are doing the negotiations. They weren't paying them. So if they'd catch the deal, they'd find out they actually did pay and they weren't giving them their cut. So if they could negotiate the cut with Conti at the time, Conti was supposed to cut them a check or whatever for crypto, whatever. But man, that was actually pretty cool. What were you looking at there? Well, there's so many good ones. I'm looking through here. I know.
We hit a lot of major topics. Like we got the World Backup Day. We've got password cracking, SIM for small business. I mean, these are all things that, again, these are very relevant to organizations trying to build their security programs or trying to get better. Yeah. And we've covered it many times. I mean, look at all the stuff we've done for like forensics, memory forensics. We have phone forensics.
I don't think anyone even knows what forensic. You know what's there's a few things here. I got two topics on that, but I'll tell you, when I started doing forensics back in 2003, I promise you I'm not that old, but no one talked about it. And what was scary was for me is why I got into forensics was people were getting put in jail for stuff they didn't do. You know that. Hopefully the audience knows that. But like I couldn't get any information, man, at all. There was a old forum called Forensic Focus, and they were still pretty buttoned up about it. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's you. Good luck against law enforcement. They use the public's not supposed to know this, but I do. They use called coffee, which was like a piece of like an old scalpel and like old autopsy. No GUI, but it was someone converted that into it. And then they almost became NK shop. We all know, we know that. But which was crazy everyone's very super tight lip on forensics. Not as bad as today, but like, man, back then, like good luck.
Well, and there wasn't a whole lot of people that did it, and most of them were for law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So you really, like, if you had to go to court and you had law enforcement saying, hey, this is what it was. Yep. There wasn't anybody to defend that.
Yeah, and that could just be, by the way, that could be just a regular cop. Didn't even have to be.
Yep.
Because the jury's going to be like, oh, cop said bad on the internet, computer. Oh, guilty. Yeah. Which is dangerous. It's dangerous.
Well, one of the municipalities that I've worked with in the past, they made a comment to me, it was several years ago now, that they do not hire cybersecurity professionals. They take beat cops and they give them training to go do that job. And so, but they rotate. So you're in that job for 6 months, a year, whatever, then they rotate out and you have a new person in. nice guys. I mean, I liked working with them, but they didn't have the experience. So now you've got these people going into a court, not having maybe a couple of months of cybersecurity experience, testifying against someone.
Yeah.
I was listening to a YouTube short the other day where it was someone was getting charged, and it was based on IP address, and it was the IP address of their computer.
This was recently.
Yeah, it was like in the last 6 months, maybe.
Yep.
But it was the IP address of their computer from a year ago on their internet service provider.
Well, you're telling me they didn't pay for a static IP address at their residence?
No. But they were arrested.
Of course they were.
So
Rated. They made the news, I'm sure, too.
Yep. I mean, it was all over the short.
Yeah, we specifically saved somebody like that. I mean, I'm sure I've said the story if you haven't seen the forensic stuff, but saved that he'd go into jail for the rest of his life. He worked his way up the floor. He worked there for 22 years. He had to spend all his 401k, all his retirement, working at 7-Eleven, death threats, rightly so, for his offense. You can't hurt children. That's not acceptable in society. And it was all because the OSBI, by the way, FBI, Edmond PD, no shade. I'm just letting you know this is what happened. They know me. They didn't trust that I was talking about a dynamic static IP address. It was his IP 3 years ago. And I said, well, hold up. As we said, always, we want to know, like, okay, this may not happen. Let's figure this out, because I don't want anyone in my community going after children. Where's this person at? Let's find it. Get the ISP in here now.
Yes.
Guess where the guy was who had the aggravated amount of CP? He was already in prison for aggravated possession.
Wow.
Yeah, it was horrible. So I hope that guy's doing well. Yikes. Jumping on 29 real quick, because I thought you guys might find this interesting since we're talking about 100. Maybe a little bit of alias history. Hope you guys digging that. I actually made a term, and I didn't know this as I went through. I've had to, because I know what to call it. It was called whaling. And I had to look it up. I found it on the internet, a blog I did in 2015, 2016. And I talked about whaling, and it's like a pun thing that what's ironic about in Oklahoma, we have a state law. You can't kill whales off the coast of Oklahoma. You aware of this?
I was not.
Whaling is illegal in the state of Oklahoma, if you didn't know that. I was said, ironically, whaling, going after the big whale for fishing, it's also illegal. I actually found it. I forget where on the old website, but I downloaded it. I thought it was hilarious. So, and then I found it in a book. I was so excited. So, I don't know.
Awesome.
Open source, baby. I'm not trademarking anything. I just thought it was. So it's all about catch the biggest fish with the
fish.
PH number 29. We are sorry, I didn't mean to jump back on you, but yeah, we are running through here. What are you looking at next here?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, because I'm a CISO, the protecting users from themselves.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to do the right things because, well, the attackers are out there doing these things and trying to do bad stuff. We got the hackers are winning. That one, it feels like that almost every day.
Yeah, and I think in that episode, that was me. But I was talking about, are they winning? And I talked about the cat and mouse. I think at that time, I would say today, if you had asked me about maybe like 6 months ago, I would say that we actually might be pulling a front because we didn't have many. But the past 3 months, man, I feel like, God, I wish I could. Well, crap, we just had one that was like super local. It was a new, I have to look it up, but
yeah,
a whole, like I would even say the state of Oklahoma, like 11 on the ransomware live site.
Oh yeah,
all busted.
Yeah.
So maybe not winning now.
I don't know. I think we're still seeing a lot.
Well, also the Move It was huge too.
Yeah.
We probably have a podcast about that, but I'm saying recently, I would say we're not winning so much anymore.
I think this landscape is changing. You had some groups. You're thinking back about some of these big attacks from 10 years ago and the groups that were doing it. I think you have a lot more smaller groups now.
Sure.
Maybe they're not as organized.
Well, that would be the splinter from Conti we talked about. They also stole the tools, by the way, from Conti.
Yep.
That was another wild thing. So that was so they stole the tools from Conti, and what it did, it kind of split everybody up. So that was kind of what happened on that one.
And in about May of 23 is when I started doing the podcast here. So those were kind of fun. The one that the pen tester versus thin tester, that one is
That was a good one.
that one is a really good one,
Was
and I
it?
still get people talking about that. That's number 40.
That was me being ornery talking about poser pen testers, and I guess my big take from that was people being like, "All right, man, like I got root on a machine," and they're like, "Owned." I'm like, "You just have access. What do you do now? Do you even know how to make a user? Do you even know how to pivot? Do you even know what machine you're in?" And I swear, if you type in "who am I," that's going to set off a red flag. I'm going to lock you out immediately. So don't try that. But there's I still say there's there's still that weird thing of everyone wants to be a pen tester, which is great, wonderful. But how can you can be a pen tester, but you're not going to be a very good one if you don't know how a computer works.
Yeah.
Do you even know what a domain is? Have you even seen Active Directory or anything, even even the Azure Cloud connection?
They did in their class.
They did in their class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not throwing shade on that. That's not the issue. I will say this. I get a lot of people that come up to me at conferences, and maybe they're about to graduate or they're at a VOTEC taking a lot of classes, and they always ask, how do I get in the industry? It's like, oh, this is great. What is it you want to do? And they say, well, I want to be a pen tester. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'll say this. The thing that people don't think about pen testers is you spend most of your time writing a report, as it should be, because you need to take the information and turn around and write a report to be useful to the organization. So you might spend 8 hours pen testing. You're going to spend 15 hours writing a report and putting it all together, getting your pictures right. And they don't ever think about that. So the other thing about thin testers, if I remember right in that podcast, we were talking about people who just do vuln scans.
Sure. Yeah. And that was, we talked about that, and it's not as bad as it used to be, but like, me coming in and doing pen testing, man, I would blow people's mind, and maybe too much of a business conversation, but like, they're like, "Man, you're like 4 times." I'm like, "Yeah, because they were running Nessuscan. If you want to do that, I can click scan, export, and there's your PDF, and I'm going to give it to you, and you don't even know how to read it."
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean? You're going to give it to your compliance person? It's just silly. It's different.
They're coming. The clients are now coming to us saying, "Yeah, we got a pen test last time, but it was just a vuln scan."
That's
good. Like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, let's do an actual pen test. So
I do feel like the world's getting there, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. There's higher expectations now for sure.
Very nice. Jumping on my number 51, digital forensics. I just can't even bring this up. So that one I kind of just dump all of my stories, I think, of digital forensics. I don't know if I do some tools, but I'm kind of talking about, it was kind of my breadth of realization that I'd been doing forensics for 10 years at that point in time. My first one, 20 years. 20 years. First was in 2003. My first forensics, I wasn't doing forensics all the time because it wasn't a lot back in my corporate days. My first examination was in 2003.
Okay.
So 20 years, I guess at that point, 2,200 court cases.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I went to court. It means I did forensic work for a court case.
Yeah.
So that's not counting, hey, I need photos off my iPhone because a personal thing. Those were specific court cases. So pretty crazy. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. A lot of that industry doesn't change too much. I mean, it does tools and technology, but like collection methodology, it's pretty solid. So, ooh, there you go. We got DEF CON. That's perfect. So it was so good, we had to have 2 DEF CON. 52?
Yeah. Well, 52, 53 is DEF CON preview. Oh, we did preview.
That's right.
We're getting ready. Yep. And then we did one after the fact.
So this was your first.
It was my first
Is
DEF
that
CON.
crazy? I feel like you've been here for like ever, bro. Like that was
3 years.
Tell me about it. Tell me about your first year at DEF CON.
I didn't have any idea what to expect. And it was always a bucket list item, thinking about go to Black Hat, go to DEF CON. I actually got to go.
You went to Black Hat, did you? Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
That year I went to Black Hat and DEF CON. I'll tell you, that was a long week. Lots of walking.
It was that's a lot of walking. People don't, I mean, you're walking 16,000 steps a day. Sound right?
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
I did 32 miles last year, or this past DEF CON. I did 32 miles over the 5 days.
I didn't. I don't do that. I'm like, man, I will Uber or I'll Uber to the train. I applaud your workout though. That's well, you had even your leg was hurting this year, right?
My foot, yeah. I was having issues with that, but it was
So I digress.
it was fun.
Yeah, so-
There's nothing. It's just a lot. The building is huge for one thing.
Yeah.
And you got to get a hotel. It's maybe on the strip or whatever and get there.
When 2020 were they still at Caesars? I don't remember.
Yeah. There's those Caesars.
What would be the big difference between Caesars and the new place now since you've had that?
Everything is in the one spot. The first year, they had like Renting Village at another hotel. They had it was all spread around.
Yeah, it was fine, but trying to find it, and also what we always try to go to is the one that gets no credit is I don't even remember the name. It's the one the ones that didn't make it to DEF CON. It's not B-Sides. Anyway, I don't remember the name. I think they stopped doing it this year, but it used to be it'd be the before they'd have it. They have a pool party too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to go to that one. I don't remember what it's called. Shame on me. Fill it in here. Let me know. Do a good post edit. There we go. Perfect. But that was kind of cool. I was kind of interested in that. The human incident response, man. That was. Were you? Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that one actually. I was thinking about the one above it. So the family is the target.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. That was a good one.
That one was a fun one, and we scared a lot of people on that one.
Yeah,
because we were talking how to attack your family. Yeah, and this is going in and hitting roadblocks and going after your kids and getting something installed. And I mean, Tanner and I, we basically just short of killing people. We were thinking about every possible way to get into an environment.
Yeah, it was lean in, I would say, heavy offensive, OSINT.
Yep.
And even, which I was kind of excited about, it's also terrifying because people don't like stuff like that. It was some commercial, I think it was like anti-social media commercial. And this girl was walking with her mom and some stranger was like, "Hey, Sammy, good luck on your soccer game at 3:00 at Field 4." And I was like, oh man, that's scary. But when you put that out there, I mean, if there's people creeping, like, what are you actually exposing yourself to? And I think the world is getting there. I really feel like we're actually making a good turn towards privacy for once.
We are. People are wanting more privacy. Absolutely.
Yep.
So, but I just remember the human incident response. If I remember that correctly, we were talking about the human side of incident response, and it was about, we do a lot of incident response. We go out there and we take care of our customers.
Yep, I know. Yep, I remember this one now. Go ahead.
And the whole point of it is you've got to protect the organization, but the only way you can protect the organization is by protecting those people that's doing the incident response. I went into one incident response, and I came in on day 2. So we had a full team there all night.
Yeah.
I came in on day 2, and when I walked in, they were in a room that was tiny.
It's about this.
Yeah, about this size, and they had like 4 or 5, 6 people in there.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did is like, have you guys slept?
Yeah.
And I looked and they had like trash for food.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like chips and candy and whatever. And it's like, no. We're going to take care of our incident response people. I need a conference room. We need a bigger space. People need
Water?
sleep. We need
That
water.
sounds crazy. Like water.
We need good protein. We need all these things because if you're not in 100%, you're not making good decisions. So then I want to say that's probably where that came from actually, and so we got on there and talked about that, and I'm still a big proponent of that. I will take care of our people first.
And that kind of goes to, even I would add a piece on that, is if your brain's not right when we're on site, like, do you have a network diagram? And because their brain is they're running out of mental,
because they've already been doing it for 3 or 4 days before they call us,
and they've tried to explain what happened 18,000 times.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
And to repeat again is very exhausting. I'm gonna put you out there on. I got my next one, but the CISO pen test number 67.
Okay, so that one is kind of fun because a lot of CISOs, a lot of security professionals don't know how to think about a pen test and how to use a pen test. And it is so important to understand, number one, the 5 or 6 different kinds of pen tests: internal, external, social, physical, the web app pen test. We've got another one where we do home pen tests, where we're going after the home.
Very important now.
So a CISO or a security professional needs to know, number one, what are real pen tests, and then how to use it. There are times where they're like, well, just get in. We're not going to tell you anything. Just get in. Okay. That's going to be really expensive and it's going to take a long time. Hackers don't have time limits.
Yeah.
They can come in and they also don't have any ethical or moral guidelines to follow.
Yep.
If they can extort someone, they're going to do it. So when we're talking about how a CISO thinks about this stuff, they've really got to use a pen test, use the report as a good tool, get a good report, first of all, use that to make good decisions. We're in the middle of an engagement right now, and the team is great. They're like, we had a vuln scan for our pen test last time, and it sucked, and it wasn't even right. Okay, let's talk about it. So I found out kind of what they were needing, why they wanted it, what they were going to use it for. It's like, perfect. We can get you everything you need in your report to make you have good decision-making capabilities.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about that particular one. I'm really proud of that one because I don't think people think about it that way.
No.
People don't turn around and go, yep, they're attacking me, and it's a good thing.
Well, I would even say if you do have like a checkbox, you're supposed to do that. Like, maybe expand it. Maybe focus a little more. You're going to pay for it anyway, and I hate to even say it like that. Let us lean in more. Let's have a conversation before we just say, let's do a pen test.
Yeah.
Because we can do some pretty exciting things, and you can definitely learn more, I would say.
Well, and there are times when we tell them they're not ready for a pen test. We can come in and we can rip them and get it everything. We can get DA. We can do this. But it doesn't mean anything because they didn't have any security controls.
Right, and I would say it's the putting another hole in your Swiss cheese. Like, I could do that 100%, but like, what if we took a step back and maybe we did like a cybersecurity assessment? You do that, and that's okay. Maybe whatever it takes, maybe another 6 months. Then we come and do the pen test, give you a chance to stabilize what we had found.
Yep.
And I think that's actually a pretty good way to go here. I'm kind of jumping in. This was kind of funny. If you want to pick ahead of me, I'm on episode 69. AI or BS, man. I mean, at the time, definitely it was. I would feel like it's getting better now. And I say that sounds diabolical. It's getting worse now. For the bad guys are doing better. The virtual kidnapping to me is a thing, but that's kind of dumb. Everyone, their kid was upstairs.
Yeah.
Or they weren't. I mean, I know every kid has a cell phone, especially if they're over the probably age of 10. Just call them. Just call your kids. You know, maybe or you even have the 365. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
So do that. We did a pretty cool deep fake for a Middle America in Spanish, vishing with a V. That was cool.
Yep.
We deep faked my voice, which was terrifying. Hey, this is Donovan Farrow, CEO of Alias Cybersecurity. Don't do that. I already did it. See, it's already been done. If you do it, you're just a poser.
Yeah.
I've already done that myself. It's getting more scary, but I still think we're not quite there yet.
I mean, I did a panel with myself. I had 2 other people and
Did
me
you win?
and fake Jonathan. And
How did I not see that?
yeah, that was a couple years ago now.
Okay.
It was kind of fun because they told me that one of the people that was on the panel, I had to call in. They couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about AI, and the moderator says, "Can you just do an AI as a panel member?" I'm like, maybe.
Hey.
And we figured it out, and I had all the questions. I had all the AI, and after the thing, you can find it out there. It's out on the internet somewhere. But afterward, the moderator, we were talking, and she goes, "Had you not been side by side?" And it was me. I had a black hoodie on, and then of course I had my regular me in my suit and tie.
Yes.
So they had the pictures there, and she goes, "Had I not had you side by side, I wouldn't have known it wasn't you."
That's hilarious.
So that was kind of fun. But AI is, and that was 3-4 years ago now.
That was a while ago. Wow.
So
Okay.
there's one in here that I saw. It was the CISO speaks up, and I've got a presentation that I did about the things the CISO wants to say, but he's scared to.
Yeah.
And we just sit down and we talk about all the things. You know, one of them is you're stupid. One of them is you're going to jail for that.
That's a good one. That's pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are things
Jail.
that a CISO really does need to say sometimes. And it's hard. It's hard to walk into an organization, walk into a board meeting and tell them, if you do that, you're probably going to jail.
I don't think a lot of people realize that now. A lot of CISO, or maybe they do, are actually personally on the hook now. Not like they used to be. And I think that's super important.
Yeah.
We got a few more episodes. I'm at 82. You did that one. Tabletop exercise. The what, how, real quickly. What you got on that?
Oh, I love tabletops. And the person I did that with,
It was a layup. I know.
Yeah. They all know I love tabletops. And because I really think that the only way to get better at something is to practice it.
Yeah.
You know, big martial artists have been martial artists since 1988. Practice. Tabletops is how you practice a lot of things in cybersecurity. So I love doing them. And we had just come off of a tabletop with an organization, and the person that was with me at the time had never done one before. And so we got to sit and talk about what is a tabletop, what is an effective tabletop, why is it so useful? And I'll tell you, one of the things about tabletops is I do a very specific kind of tabletop, a decision-based tabletop, and what most people do are scenario tabletops, where they take a scenario, everybody knows it, they have plenty of time to think about it, but then they have to go in there and talk about it. Well, they already have this stuff playing in their head of what they're going to say and how they're going to say it and what they're going to do. Whereas when I do a decision-based tabletop, I go in, no one knows what's going on. We do the tabletop. They have to make legitimate decisions with very limited information, and it really spurs good conversation. So I love tabletops, and I had a great time on that one.
Yeah, and then I'll say on tabletops, what I would say it really opens up the dialogue. I would say that probably works the best. Sometimes the network team doesn't get along with the server team, but you can actually identify what's the problem, and you can, when we do a report for that, we kind of go back and say, all right, guys, let's do a top to bottom. Here's what I think we need to do. Here's a discrepancy between the two, and it's okay to give someone else rights to do something. They're not going to take your job.
Well, I even have it to where leadership, I'll ask leadership, I'll put a scenario out there, and we'll talk about it, and I'll give them a question. I'll first ask leadership, okay, what is IT going to do?
Yeah.
And they're going to tell me. And then I turn to IT, are you going to do that? And they go like, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's true. Or we don't have to.
Right.
Yep.
So those are good conversations to have.
Contentious, but good.
It can be, yes.
Quickly running up here. 2025 SecCon, again, it wasn't by design. You're welcome, marketing. This one was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked even I don't know, did we ever name marketeering? Did we ever name our mascot? My wife told me it was Rainier, but I don't know. Could be. Possible. He doesn't have a name, does he?
He does have a name.
Even we had a little girl too with the hoodie too, which I thought was cool, man. Look at us, marketeering. Let's go marketing. But
Okay, so
the
what's
villages.
What's the name? You said you had a name. What's the name?
Will come up with the
Oh,
name.
It's fine. It's fine.
so we sort of have a name.
As you're looking for it, so I would say it went really well. I would say what was the best this year and even next year. We already have it out, by the way. If you want the tickets, 15% off before the end of the year.
Yep.
Is it 15% off? Yes. Marketeering. Yeah. Thank you. It's so like ho 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 holidays. Kind of a hilarious thing. Yes, she's laughing. That's what it is. But we're gonna do more villages. We're going to Rose State this year. And anyway, the food was great, but the villages were really good this year. We're gonna expand on that. What I love the best, and it was always my biggest complaint, and hopefully you're welcome, you like this. I always hated going to a con and they put the top speaker. What's it called? It's a what?
Keynote.
The keynote. They always put the keynote like at 8:30. Man, I can barely find parking at 8:30.
Yeah.
So we do that. Let kind of people get the lay of the land first, and then we have
sessions.
speakings.
Yep.
And then around lunch, then you have your keynote. That way everyone doesn't miss the keynote. And then we have a blocked off time for the villages. I always feel like I miss the villages, or I'm going to miss the talk, and I don't know what to do for both. So that was really good this year. We had 180 this year. I'm for sure we're probably going to have 250. I have no doubt in my mind. We already have people registered, and it's December 11th, 2025. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. We're kind of getting down there. That was episode 94.
94. Yeah.
Anything last on this list, and then we can close this out, sir.
We've got so many great episodes, and even the last couple of weeks, we've got some really good ones. We've got Hack the Holes, the 2025 Hacker Gift Guide.
Ooh, that's a blog. I'm asking like I don't know. Sam, that is a blog that we have on the website. Okay, so go to our blog. I'm actually looking at it right now. Oh, yeah. So it's the Alias Cybersecurity. You can Google this. Alias Cybersecurity 2025 Hackers. We have one from 2021. It's still good, but this is the latest and greatest stuff. Highly recommend that. I assume we could probably put that in the chat. Thank you. Just thumbs up. Yeah. So look for that. It's really good. I think that hackers or even IT people are really difficult to purchase for. Not only watch the episode because that's super funny. Tanner's always the man. He's always shenanigans, and Will's hilarious. So watch the podcast and then go buy it. We don't make any money. We really just want to guide people to do something cool.
Get good tools. Yep.
Be a part of the blog. Maybe subscribe to that. Would love that. When people been hacked, man, I haven't seen that one, but this has been happening more and more. I feel like we get 1 to 2 people a week, right?
Easily. Yeah.
Talk about that. 'Tis the season for cybercrime. I can't tell you between the second week of November till the first week of January.
Because everyone is stressed and everyone's thinking about other things. Absolutely.
Vacation.
Yeah.
And no one's looking, and IR season for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I won't say that's kind of it, but look at us. We got a little extra 10 minutes on the podcast. Hopefully you're still there. Thank you for that. Last closing for the 100th episode, man. Look at us.
Well, I mean, really, we've got more great topics coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to be doing end of the year, and we're going to be talking about stuff for the next year. I mean, we've got, even though this is our episode 100,
It's crazy.
we're just starting. You know, we've got lots of great topics. We have lots of great expertise that are coming into us. We're going to have some great guests. We're going to have, and I'll tell you, one of the things that I am proudest of being here for 3 years is the group, everybody, everything we do in the blog post, everything we do on the podcast, everything we do on the SOC brief, it's relevant. It's relevant in what is happening in cybersecurity right now, what people are doing right now. And I think that's just wonderful.
I don't think, I would say, I don't know anyone who does that. And maybe I apologize because we're like, my guys are all ADD all the time because we have the SOC brief, we have the Secure AF, we have After Dark, we have the SecCon, we have the Gift. We just try to mix up for everybody because depending on your vertical, you may like the different attitudes, but it's the daily thing. It's what's happening now as opposed to stories that happen. There are some good podcasts, but we do this stuff for a living. We do it every day and we enjoy it. And we just try to share those stories with you guys and hope you can learn. Yeah. And I guess, that's it. Happy 100. Thank you for watching for another amazing Secure AF podcast.
Secure AF Podcast is a production of Alias Cybersecurity. Visit us online at aliascybersecurity.com. All rights reserved.